Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday, June 25th, 2020. There's the puppies out in the run. What's going on, babies? What's going on? Looks like the chickens are all roosting up already for the night, getting ready to go to bed. Late video today, guys. It is 7:16 right now while I'm making this video. So let us get right into this video. I am offended. Okay, that's the title of the video. I am offended. I'm going to tell you right now, I am so sick to death of the I'm offended movement. Everybody who's offended by anything and everything is jumping on this bandwagon now that they're offended. And I'm tired of it. Because realistically, there's a lot of us out here that could care less that you're offended. I don't care. I'll be honest. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but hold on a second. Mike and Becky were here today working on stuff, and so I wanted to get that unplugged because they don't do it, and I'm going to show you why I wanted it unplugged. Because here's the other end of that, sitting on the ground. We have had rain. I'll show you right there. We have had rain, and they don't think sometimes, but that's okay. That happens. But anyway, so let's get back into the topic. Everybody's offended by everything now. It has gotten to the point of being absolutely ridiculous. This political correctness in our country. You can't say this, you can't fly that flag, this monument is offensive, that monument's offensive. They're tearing down monuments and stuff like that. When does it end? When is enough enough? I've had it up to here. I'm not a politically correct person, never have been. I speak my mind, I say it like it is, always have been that way. And if you don't like it and you are offended, once again, I don't care. I really don't. Everybody has a different view. Everybody has a different opinion, which is fine. I am all for having a healthy debate about anything. You share your points, I share my points. We can have a nice discussion about whatever the case may be. And at the end of the discussion, a lot of times, we are going to need to be adults and agree to disagree. It's just gotten to an absolute ridiculous point in this country where, people are offended by everything. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it needs to stop. It was funny. It's like certain people, and when I basically. You have a very silent majority of people in this country that are sitting back and just kind of watching this nonsense play out. And realistically, there will come a breaking point. I think that town in Ohio that I had talked about in one of my live streams, where the protesters were coming, they thought they had heard that they were shipping in busloads of people from the different areas to come in and protest in this town. And this particular town said, not happening in my neighborhood. And so a bunch of them got together, several hundred, armed, and went down to where the protesters were going to be. They said, they're not burning down and destroying our town. And I'm going to tell you what, that is the silent majority. That is people that are going to let you push so far, and then they're going to go, yeah, no more, that's it, I'm done. And I think you're going to see that happen more and more and more. Now, of course, the news media spun that a different way, armed white militants, and I just love that part of it too. If it fits a narrative, it is all over the news, and everybody is going to hear all about it. But if it doesn't fit a narrative that they have, you're never going to hear about it. When atrocities happen to white kids or white men or women, you don't hear about it. You don't hear it in the news when a mentally challenged young man is kidnapped by 5 black individuals and tortured and beat up and stuff like that. That doesn't make national news. That's not all over the place. And here's the interesting thing about that. When that happened to that young man, I did not see one white person burning down their own crap, destroying their own towns, and acting like idiots. Didn't see it. Okay? People were pretty upset about it, myself included, because the problem is, here's the problem which people really are not getting, okay? Everybody wants to put race into everything, but when an individual is attacked or subjected to something because of the color of their skin, I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on, racism is racism, okay? So when somebody's attacked strictly because they're white, if they're attacked strictly because they're black, if they're attacked strictly because they are Muslim, okay, that's being a religion, not a race. But, or if someone's being attacked because they're Asian, or they're maybe possibly from China, and people are looking for somebody to blame. See, this is the problem. Too many people are sitting around looking for somebody to blame for everything that goes on in their life, for every perceived wrong that has happened in their life. And I talk a lot about that in every one of my videos. At the end of my videos, I always say the only person that can hold you back in life is you. That's it, okay? So when you're looking to blame somebody else for all of your problems, everything that's gone wrong in your life, look in the mirror. That's who you need to blame. I don't care what color you are, okay? I'm just so sick of them trying to erase history, trying to dictate to you what is acceptable behavior and what is not acceptable behavior. What is an acceptable flag to fly and what is not an acceptable flag to fly. You know, I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a veteran, if I see some idiot kneeling on the flag or standing on the flag or trying to burn the American flag, I am going to stop them. Sorry, if you don't like it, too bad, because that's not acceptable in my opinion. Too many men and women have given their lives for you, as individuals in America, to act like idiots. You have the permission to act like idiots, okay? But it's crazy. It's crazy what happens. It's crazy what's allowed to happen. And, well, then I wanted to see who's coming here. So, it's one of the neighbors. We don't have a whole lot of traffic down through here. And only people that come down through here are the people that live down here. So, but anyway, you know, people need to start taking more personal responsibility. If you don't like the way things were in the past, do something now to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And you know what? And that's exactly how it has gone. You know, you have a whole group of people that want to always blame somebody else for whatever their problems are. And when I say group of people, I mean it could be any race, anybody's background and stuff like that. You know, I'm going to tell you what, the Irish, and I do have Irish in me, all right, were treated horribly in this country. They were slaves in this country, okay? Do you hear the Irish screaming and wanting reparations for something that never happened to them? Now, this whole thing, that's another thing that really bothers me, okay? Now, right now, today, anybody that is alive today has never been a slave, has never been a slave owner. Anybody alive today. So you know what? Atrocities of the past happen. It's unfortunate. And it didn't just happen to black folks, okay? There was, think about what happened to the American Indians in this country. You're going to talk about an atrocity, you know, basically almost an extermination, and then shuffled off to reservations. I mean, that's a terrible thing. You don't hear the Indians flipping out and demanding reparations and all this other crap, okay? You don't hear it, all right? You know, we got to stop with this BS, this nonsense. You have these people running around, and this is what amazes me. And this is what amazes me about Facebook and YouTube and all this type of stuff. If you have somebody who is white that goes on there and says that they're proud because they're white and stuff like that, automatically racist. They're going to take those videos down. But you can get on there as any other color of whatever you are, whatever your background is, spew hatred against white people, and that's perfectly acceptable. You know what? White people are not to blame for all the ills in the world. That is not the case. If you look through the history of mankind, different groups at different times have dominated, okay? Shaka Zulu in Africa was a major player in that time frame in Africa, and he conquered a lot. And guess what? He killed a lot of black people. He was also black, okay? You know, but he was conquering, taking over territory. You go back to the Mongols. They took over huge parts of you know, the world at that point. Alexander the Great was Greek, and they took over huge. Well, Alexander conquered the known world pretty much at that point in time. But you have different times in history where different groups. Look what China back. You know, they ended up being one huge nation because they conquered each other. There was different groups over there, and eventually one guy took over the whole thing and united China. I mean, these things happen all through history. And if you go back far enough, you're going to see all those things that have happened, okay? But to blame everything on white people all the time, I'm going to tell you what, as a white person, I'm so sick of it. Let me just be clear on this, okay? I owe no one an apology. I owe nobody reparations. I owe nobody anything. Act like a man, act like a woman, grow up, support yourselves, take care of your families. Here's a weird concept for anybody out there talking crap, okay? And I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Indian, okay? Doesn't make no difference. If you're Asian, don't make any difference to me. This goes out for everybody. Here's a weird kind of concept, and I know this is very foreign in today's times. Be a father. Be a mother. Take care of your children. Raise your children the right way. Teach your children respect. Teach your children manners. Teach your children how to, you know, appreciate their elders and not be disrespectful. Teach your children a work ethic. Teach them that if they work hard and work towards goals and stuff like that, they can achieve them. And show them by leading by example. It's an amazing, weird concept. I know it is, and it's probably foreign to a lot of people, and they're not going to understand that, okay? But sit down and look at that. Let's try doing that as a human race. Let's encourage our children, guide them, teach them to be good human beings, to treat people with respect, no matter where they come from or what their background is, until those people prove that they don't deserve to be treated that way. And I don't care who they are. I'm going to tell you what, a-holes come in all colors. All colors. All right, so I'm on a little bit of a rant here on this video. I'm just like, I've had it up, literally up to here with the nonsense. And that's what it is. And the media just spews it out there, and people just eat it up. They can't get enough of it. You know, now you have all these people that, you know, Columbus this, Columbus that. That's the latest thing, okay? Listen, history is history. Put it in the textbook. Put whatever spin on it you want to put on it. Teach the history, show people what happened, and go from there. You know, to tear down statues, it's like little children having a temper tantrum, you know. You allowed them to act like a little stinking brat in a grocery store because they wanted that candy bar and you didn't want to give it to them, but because they were throwing a tantrum and threw themselves on the floor, you gave them the candy bar. Well, guess what? A lot of us out here, we're not giving you the candy bar, okay? The candy bar nonsense is over. And keep pushing us, okay? Because there's a lot of us out here in all races, all religions that have had enough of this nonsense. And you keep pushing enough, we're going to push back. And I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to like the spanking you get at that time. Because it's not going to be, you know, we're going to give you a big hug and send you on your merry way. That ain't how it's going to play out. So keep pushing that envelope. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep listening to the mainstream media and see what happens. Because I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people that are sick and tired of the narrative, of the nonsense, and that's it. There was a governor, I can't remember, let me hold on a second, guys. I will tell you in a second, because I shared it on Facebook, and I thought it was absolutely awesome what this governor said. And let's see. no, hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta find this. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This was. What is privilege? I'm going to read this to you because I think this is really, really important. Okay. This is what this was. Georgia City Council has asked the mayor to resign over his rant saying privilege, talking about privilege. Not talking about white privilege, he's talking about privilege, okay? I think this guy was spot on. So I'm going to read this to you really, really quick. What is privilege? Well, I got to take my glasses so I can actually see this. Sorry. All right. Privilege is wearing $200 sneakers when you've never had a job. Privilege is wearing $300 Beats headphones while living on public assistance. Privilege is having a smartphone with a data plan which you never receive a bill for. Privilege is living in subsidized housing where you don't have a water bill, where rising property taxes, rents, and energy costs have absolutely no effect on the amount of food you can put on your table. Privilege is the ability to go on a march against and protest anything that triggers you without worrying about calling out of work and the consequences that accompany such behavior. So in other words, you don't have to worry about getting fired from your job because you acted a certain way. All right? Let's see. Privilege is having as many children as you want, regardless of your employment status, and be able to send them off to daycare or school and don't pay for. The privilege is sending your kids to school early for before school programs and breakfast, and then keeping them there after school programs paid for by the people who do have to deal with taxes and cost. The so-called privilege. That's the ones who pay while you take. Now, I love that statement. I think that's an awesome statement by that mayor, okay? And he's 100% right. There's many people out there that do nothing but take. And again, that was not a race statement. That was associated with people all over the country. And realistically, let's think about this. More white people are on assistance than black people. So let's just be clear about that right off the bat. This was not directed towards black people or Hispanic people. This was directed towards people that get everything for nothing, while a lot of us out here worked our butts off our entire lives, and we've had to work for everything we got. Nobody gave a squat, okay? That's who gets tired of this nonsense. The people that actually worked for a living, that put in that time, and then they get dumped in nursing homes and treated like garbage and taken care of by people, a lot of people that don't care about them. Or because management sucks so bad that they are understaffed all the time and the people are burned out and don't have the energy to actually give the proper care that these people deserve to have. That's what it's all about. So let's just talk about that, okay? Again, you want to be offended? Be offended. Knock yourselves out. But I'm just being honest, and I will always be honest. This is not directed, again, towards any one race or culture or anything like that. This is directed at everybody that is acting like an idiot. Just stop. Grow up. Act like an adult. If you don't like something, that's great. Don't like it. But don't tell everybody else what they have to do to make you feel better about yourself. Because guess what? Once that issue's done and you get what you want, you're going to want more and more and more. There's a lot of us out here who have had enough, okay? So anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. Probably going to piss some people off with this rant, but that's okay. So anyway, here we are. So remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. It's really important that we do that. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive. Stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be fine. All right? I will see you all later. I will see you all tomorrow. Live stream tomorrow night, Friday night at 8 p.m. So look for us then for that as well. And I will get another video up for you tomorrow. Just was in a mood to rant tonight, so hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't like it, guess what? I don't care. All right, have a good one. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.